6 years ago today, Declan Rice made his debut for West Ham United at Turf Moor, Burnley away, as a young lad. 6 years on, quite possibly this could be the last time Declan Rice leads a West Ham United side out at London Stadium. It's going to be a weird day today. Welcome back to West Ham Official. Hope you are all well. Plenty of different variables and things that could happen today as we welcome Leeds to the London Stadium. Of course, with Big Sam at the helm, they're still fighting for their lives and trying to secure Premier League safety for another season. And well, we've got nothing to play for in the Premier League, have we? This is a build-up show. We are less than 15 minutes away from kickoff, 50 minutes away from team news over at the London Stadium. Kieran, how are you, mate?
I'm good, Jackie. I'm good, mate. Looking forward to this. I think it's the first game we can look forward to season not being too bothered about. We've been stressing out all season for most of the games, and this one is like, oh well. Exactly. We'd like to win, but in one way, I sort of would like Leeds to stay up. We've got a bit of a soft spot for Leeds. You know, even back from the 70s and 80s teams they used to produce with Don Revie, and I remember a lot of their players, mate. And I sort of do a bit with a disabled team, where a small Leeds channel, which they come on your chat now and again. Jake, Stuart and Lee, and they're lovely lads. And for them, I'd like Leeds to survive. I don't particularly want to get tanked by them, especially with Big Sam at the helm. Yeah. But I would like to see them survive rather than Everton, say. So,
yeah. Yeah, we'll see. There's three sides left in it, and I spoke to a Leeds fan last night, and we were sort of talking about we've got a really pivotal say in who goes down the next 2 weeks, because we've got Leeds today, and then we've got Leicester away next Sunday. Two out of the three sides that are massively banging trouble now. We've got to play them.
I know, it's mental, isn't it? It's turned out that way. You wouldn't have thought at the beginning of the season, but yeah, a lot of the Leeds could look at it that they still win both games, they stay up.
Exactly. Yeah, that's
what they've got to do.
Yeah,
they need 6 points.
Yeah, it's still in their hands. If they win both games, they've got Spurs on the last day, which you never know what Spurs are going to turn up.
No, you never know with them, do they? They do a Spursy, don't they? They done it yesterday, didn't they? Yeah. It was lovely to see again.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was really nice. Expressions oozing. Honestly, I don't know how he's still alive, that boy. It's but it's great to see. But even for us, for Leeds to beat Spurs on the final day, we'll give that a cheer, wouldn't we?
We certainly would. We certainly would. Because attention's turned to today, where final sort of home game of the season. It could be an emotional one by many stretches. We don't know what Declan Rice is going to do today, whether he'll give a wave, whether he'll not do much at all, whether he'll save it for Leicester next week. I'm not too sure. Of course, there'll be Hammer of the Year. It's been presented at 1:15 just prior to kick-off, which is different for this year. And of course, there'll be the Lap of Honour at the end as well. So it's going to be an interesting afternoon. Now, one thing that I haven't got a clue about, I don't think anyone has a clue about until we see this lineup in 11 minutes, is how much rotation is Moyes going to do, considering we haven't got the final until the 7th of June, but we don't want to get don't want to get a key player injured in an unnecessary game like this.
Exactly. I think at least, I reckon 7 players would be changed, because, the obvious ones, you'd have to play 4 hours, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You've got to rest Antonio. So, and you just swap, give, you'd throw Emerson in there for Cresswell, If Soufal's fit, give him some minutes on the pitch. So you take care off of him. There's some obvious ones there that that will be 4 or 5 without even blinking. But I think he's going to have 6 or 7 changes. I think Rice would definitely be rested if it weren't for the fact it was a home game and our last home game, and it could be his last home game at the London Stadium. So other than that, I don't think he'd see the game, but he will today, because of that reason. Sure. And it makes me even more convinced he's going if he starts, which he probably will. That's what it does.
Yeah.
But, so I think there should be at least 6 or 7. It'd be a great chance for me to play Mbama up front, and give him a run. But I think it's more chance of him playing Ings, because it's you have to sort of justify that transfer. to a point. You can't just bring an under 21 in and leave Ings on the bench. What was the point of bringing him in?
Yeah.
So I think
one thing I would like to see today, Antonio will be completely off his feet. There's no point playing Antonio. I'd like to see them play Mubama and Ings up front together. Why don't we mix things up a bit, experiment? Because I want to see Mubama start, but I agree, there's no point just keeping Ings on the bench. We better get something out of him. So I think just what we've got to do there is Moyes has got to experiment over these next 2 days, give some players that potentially haven't had as much game time as they would have liked this season some game time towards the back end of the season. And Jones says it perfectly. He better play Fornals. What an ovation he'll get, and hopefully today, what an ovation that sort of whole team's going to get as well, because the sun's out. It's a Sunday afternoon. Let's get that place rocking in there, because many people didn't get back till Friday, Saturday from Amsterdam, straight back over to the bowl again for today. And there's going to be a real feel good factor around the place, and I want to get the place up. Let's have a bit of a party, and hopefully
it is. I think it'd be that, Jack. Don't you? It'd be that sort of party atmosphere. Last game of the season at home, apart from some ridiculous like Leeds beat us 8-0 and then beat Tottenham 8-0, we should not, be worrying about points or anything else. So it should be a bit of a party atmosphere. Fornals, it's just that goal, that nutmeg run through and bang it in a corner. It's just another iconic moment, isn't it, in West Ham's history? Like the Lanzini goal against Tottenham to 3-3. A really iconic moment, that
couldn't have happened to a better bloke as well.
Exactly, yeah. I don't think everyone had a really
tough season. Yeah,
he has. Even when he's been really poor, you still love him. You know what I mean? He's got that character, isn't he? And you want him. You want to see him do well. I was delighted for him. So delighted for him to bang that in there. Really was.
For sure. Right. We're going to come on to some comments in a minute, of course. So Dad went out to Amsterdam on Thursday, got back Friday, and he's gone again without me today. So Dad's at the stadium. We're going to try and link up with him very, very shortly. I've got a chemistry exam tomorrow, so unfortunately I couldn't go. That's why I'm here talking to you, Kieran.
Yeah. What's going on? He keeps dumping you, and he not taking you to the games. What's he like? Make your own way now, son. You're old enough. Is that what you're doing?
Next Sunday, I'm going Leicester, though, so we'll let him off.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Keep your comments coming in, guys. Alan, thank you very much indeed for joining us. Joan as well. We Dad's with Sebastian Chamel, so we'll try and get with him. Yes, we have started. 2 seconds. Okie dokie. So Dad's going to try and meet with Sebastian Chamel in a minute, because he is there today as well. So we'll see what will happen on that sense. Douglas, thank you very much indeed for joining us as well, and everybody else watching. Get your team news predictions into the chat. 6 minutes until the team news. Obviously, I haven't really touched on our opponents. Leeds, but a funny old season, a few different managers. Big Sam Allardyce has come in for the last couple of games. He's shored them up defensively and got them a couple of points on the board, Kieran.
Yeah, there's been an improvement since you've been there. He couldn't have come in to really 4 harder games, really, on paper. He had Man City, Man City away, in Newcastle, then West Ham away, and then he's got Tottenham at home. My God, that is taking on an uphill climb straight from the start. And they only lost 2-1 to Man City. They should have beaten Newcastle. They missed a penalty. They missed a couple of chances. They should have beaten them. And they got a point. And now it's West Ham's turn. So there has been improvement. And they gave 2 penalties away against Newcastle. It was, but they really did shoot themselves in the foot in that game. But they have improved. They're not leaking, 3 and 4 goals a game. They've got a chance. I think they'll play probably their most attacking side in this, even though they won't be rash. Sam Allardyce, as we know, Moyes, he wants to be tight at the back. But I think you'll see Nonto, Bamford, maybe that Somerville, and who's the other boy they got? They'll play an attacking. Nonto could be a threat, on the left wing. He can be a threat. So they will try and score goals, because they can't. Even a draw now is probably not good enough for them. Where that last minute goal that Everton got yesterday, that was a killer for them. That was a killer. Maybe 4 points would be enough, because I do believe that Everton will I mean, their last game, Bournemouth, I think they'll go on and win that. So they really need to put 6 points on the board, and they've got to start with a win against us, to have the belief.
Spoke to a Leeds fan last night, and he said, a point does us nothing. A loss completely sort of relegates us, he reckons, and a win gives them that fighting chance. And listen, to be honest, I do think there is a chance that they could beat us today, because I do think we'll field a weakened side. We'll find out in a couple of minutes of time what Moyes does in that sense. But overall, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what he's going to do. So we will find out. Let's take some more of your comments. Pete, thank you very much indeed for joining us. Gary says, I want to sing West Ham a massive all game. Let's, hopefully there is going to be a party atmosphere around there as well. Leicester fan, thanks for joining us. Hi, mate. Subscribe to you since your appearance on Leicester. Thank you very much for that, mate. Of course, we've got Leicester next weekend as well. So, we could have a further say on it. But overall, can you see Leeds posing much threat today, Kieran?
Yeah, I can, but what they're really guilty of is not being clinical. Something we've experienced this season. They're not clinical enough to take the chances they're given, and that's cost them in a lot of games. Even when Leeds played Leicester, they should have won that game. They had 3 really great chances near the end of that game. Bamford missed a sitter. There was a header there by, was it Rocker? He straight at the keeper where he had a whole goal to aim at. They really should have put that game to bed. Another 2. They got a draw, but another 2 points dropped. All these chances missed. It's really, really cost them. They could at least be 4 points better off right now, just from them 2 games that I mentioned. Yeah. So they will pose a threat. It's just whether they can finish. Bamford's Bamford to me is just not clinical enough at all. He can be good, but he's very average at the moment. Yeah. He'd have to pull off one of his best games of the season, I think, if he starts, which I presume he will. But they will pose a threat. They will get chances, I think. It's just whether they take them.
I'm hearing the bit of team news that I've had through exclusively to start with is that Zuma is starting. That's what I've heard. But of course, we'll wait for official confirmation. I'm not 100% confirmed on that. So, of course, 2 minutes' time, we will receive that lineup. But I've just got.
I would have thought Ogbonna was a shoe in to start, wouldn't you, Jake?
Yeah.
Whether Zuma or Ogbonna?
I don't know. That's a strange one, because Moyes might go and field a sort of, field a full strength side here. I highly doubt he would, but the hints they've put on to Twitter is the Fornals shirt. They've definitely put on there, so you can expect Fornals to start today. I think that would be a given for me. But apart from that, we've heard that. I'm not so sure. Wally, thank you very much indeed for joining us. I hope you are well, mate. What's the time over there for you? Is it early or late, or what is it? Dads, I hope you are well. Sunny in Stratford, is it? Sunny in Stratford. Let's take some of your comments. Congrats on making the Conference League final, especially Knowlesy, who fought off the Alkmaar Ultras. Certainly, Knowlesy's in Hackney Wick if you want to go and buy him a pint today. I've just received that. He's just put a picture on. So he is there today. So if you see him, go up and shake the geezer's hand, because what a legend.
Oh, good old Knowlesy, son. It's good to see a geezer of my generation standing up against them donuts, right? Them little pretend paramilitaries, I like to call them. Absolute donuts.
Line up, are you ready?
Go on then. What is it? 8 changes I'm going for. No, maybe 7.
Fabianski, Soufal, Zuma, Ogbonna, Emerson, Souček, Rice, Bowen, Paqueta, Fornals and Danny Ings.
Fucking hell. Jesus. Wow. We were.
What?
He's going strong, isn't he?
That is strong as. Let's bring that up on the screen.
One change, 2 changes?
That's not too many changes. I'll tell you what. He started the midfield, right? Let's bring this up on the screen. He started the midfield. Wow, I cannot believe that, actually. I thought he was gonna put a few more on the bench. Wow. So Soufals comes back in for his first start after his injury. Ogbonna replaces Aguerd. Zuma starts. Emerson comes in for Creswell. Suchet Rice and Paqueta start. Bowen on the right. Fornals comes in for Ben Rama. And Ings comes in for Mikel Antonio. So still a few changes there, but it's still pretty strong, Kieran.
It's very strong. Like I said, I didn't expect that. I thought Bowen might be sitting down. I definitely thought Zuma wouldn't be playing. You know, because he always looks like he's going to fall over injured any minute, doesn't he? So you always think that he's going to get arrested because he just looks injured all the time. Maybe he just looks it. Maybe he's not. Ings up front though just doesn't. You know, he'd be up there on his own, and it never seems to work, does it?
Doesn't appeal to me, to be honest. It doesn't.
You know, like you said, if you put Mamama and him up front, have a two up front, see what you could do with that. You know, maybe that's the go. But him on his own up there is, even though he done well when he come on the other night, I thought he held the ball well and done all right. And I think he has done the game before.
He was okay. Let's see who was on the bench then. So it's Areola, Antonio, Benrahma, Cornet, Creswell, Mubama, Johnson, Kera, and Lanzini. So I don't think there's any different absentees that we weren't aware of. Their attacking options, if needs be: Antonio, Benrahma, Cornet, Mubama, and Lanzini. So yeah, has that shocked you massively, Kieran?
Well, it's sort of it has really. Yeah, it has. It has. There's just a couple of players that I would not have started. Probably Bowen and Zuma to start with. I'm trying to get my head around it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cresswell's on. Emerson's on for Cresswell, isn't it?
Yeah. So changes. Soufal comes in. Ogbonna comes in. Emerson comes in. Fornals comes in, and Ings comes in. So what's that? 5 changes?
Yeah. So even Paqueta, I'm surprised he was starting at Paqueta.
Yeah.
I thought Lanzini
one's there. Surprising one's there. I wouldn't have started Bowen. He's played over 4,000 minutes this season. Give the geezer a rest. I wouldn't have started Zuma, to be honest with you. I probably wouldn't have started Suchek. I'd have put Downs in there. And I probably wouldn't have started Paqueta and put Lanzini in there, as you were just saying. So I would have made a fair few more, but it is what it is now.
Yeah. Yeah. You've got to say, I was thinking about 7 or 8.
Yeah.
So, he's a couple short of what I thought would have been, but maybe he's trying to scare Leeds, eh? He's probably trying to scare Big Sam. So, mate, if you think you're coming in and getting it easy, you were wrong.
Do you want to have a look at the Leeds lineup then?
Yeah.
Let's have a look then. So Robles in goal, who's replaced the pretty awful Meslier. Ayling, Christensen, Struck, Voba, Koch, Forshaw, McKennie, Harrison, Rodrigo, and Bamford. So they've got that McKennie's in there. Harrison, Rodrigo, Bamford. So, a couple of those known attacking outlets there, Kieran.
Harrison can be a real danger when he's on it. He's just very inconsistent, what I've seen of him this year. But when he is good, he's very good. I'm very surprised I haven't started with Nonto.
Yeah.
On the left wing. That does surprise me. He's a good attacking player, can make things happen, even though he's only a 19-year-old boy. But he plays well, man. He has been dangerous. Yeah, so a little bit more conservative than I thought they'd be.
Meslier, Cooper, Mullen, Rocker, Greenwood, Somerville, Aronson, Jorginho, and Notto are on the bench there for Leeds United. So still some danger to come off the bench there as well.
Yeah.
So we will see. We will most certainly see. Well, that surprised me a little bit. I didn't expect Moyes to go that strong, if I'm honest with you. I just hope it doesn't come back to bite us on the backside.
Yeah, maybe they're all so hyped up. They're all saying, boy, Moisey boy. Don't be dropping me. I want to play. I want to be in this game, mate. It's the last game of the season. Never mind just Mr. Rice. We want to play as well. I'd imagine maybe that's probably the mood of the camp at the moment. They all want to still play and be involved because, the emotions of winning that, when you see them celebrating with the fans there at Alkmaar and when you see the scenes from the dressing room, I mean, they were over the moon, weren't they? Everyone in part of that team and that squad were absolutely loving it, enjoying it, and just buzzing. And when you do that, if you ever win a cup final, I've won a few, To play a game after that again, you're so up for it.
Yeah.
Fatigue don't come into it. I would just thought Moyes will be more cautious because of the risk of injury more than fatigue. But he's shown that he's not bothered. So.
Yeah. And as well, we are expecting Declan Rice to lift the Hammer of the Year trophy according to X. He has now reported that he believes that it will be Declan Rice who lifts that. So yeah, those changes have been made. Of course, it's 6 changes because I forgot Areola started in Europe, didn't he? So 6 changes overall from the team that played on Thursday. Yeah, I think I'm in agreement with you, Kieran. I probably expected a couple more.
Yeah, just another 2 probably. Probably Bowen, Paqueta.
Bowen and Paqueta.
Probably the other 2 I would have. And Zuma, yeah, 3 because I weren't really thinking about the goalkeeper side of it.
No.
So yeah, but you're right. Fabianski goes back in, obviously. But yeah, I think Zuma, Bowen, and Paqueta surprised me. Them all 3 then starting.
Yeah,
really does.
One interesting thing is Downs is not on these, not in the match day squad at all, which I didn't notice until I just had a second look at it. So Downs will not be involved in any capacity today. He is not in the squad, so I'm sure we'll get some insight into that either pre-match or post-match from David Moyes of why Downs is not there, unless he got himself injured, punched a few of them Outmar Ultras down. But yeah, that's not great.
Yeah,
maybe if he could have been involved, then maybe one of the midfield players may have been rested.
Yeah, there might be. He might have a knock or something because I think if he'd been fit, I think he would have started. Whether it had been Souček on the bench or Paqueta on the bench and Lanzini coming in, I think he would have started myself if he'd been. I'd imagine he's not fit.
Yeah,
all them right hooks he was throwing. Probably done his shoulder.
Bam! Yeah, bam, shoulder. One interesting thing to note is that, of course, Declan Rice is on the graphic for the starting lineup. Read into that if you really want to, but yeah, it's gonna be an emotional day, and whatever he'll do today, whether he'll say a few words, which I highly doubt, whether he'll just give a sort of like wave when he walks around at the end when they do their little lap of honour. I don't know.
Well, he will definitely get substituted, Jake.
You reckon?
And that'll be another sign. And if he starts waving like that, then you know.
Going like this and going like that. It's like,
he does that,
for God's sake.
We're done. We're done.
Yeah, exactly. Let's take some more of your comments, guys. Get your predictions into the live chat. We'll start reading them out and give our own as well as we edge towards kickoff. 1:30 kickoff today, so just over 50 minutes to go until things get underway at the London Stadium. I don't think the connection's holding up, so we cannot get hold of Dad at the London Stadium. But Knowlesy's just followed me back on Twitter, so there we go. Well done, Knowlesy. Absolute legend, mate. Absolute legend. Gary says, I hope everyone comes through these 2 games okay. Moyes is definitely risking a lot. I agree. Yeah. I can understand why he's going strong, because you don't get pounded by Leeds and Leicester in the last couple of games and go out on a sort of like whimper, but on the Premier League, we've got to give ourselves some sort of like pride, especially last home game as well. So I can understand it in a way, but I definitely expected even just Bowen so much football.
Would I be right in saying if Leicester lose to Newcastle this weekend, that they'd be down anyway?
I think if Leeds win today and Leicester lose, they're down. But I think there's got to be a big swing and some really weird results if Leicester lose to Newcastle on Monday night. I think.
Yeah, they'd have to catch Everton then, wouldn't they, Leicester? So.
Yeah. So pretty much, if they lose to Newcastle, they're down. Pretty much.
They're gone.
Yeah. So of course, Leeds, we can really put Leeds back into it again by beating them today, and then Leicester, well, we could take this relegation battle in any way possible. Rubberfingers says that's a squad that can easily win today. At least I think Rice wants to go out with a bang and a win. Obviously, for sure, we need to go and win today. A win will make us safe. I think I think we're mathematically safe now anyway. There's no chance we're getting pulled back into it. Mathematically, we are safe. So these games don't particularly matter now at all, I don't think. But Moyes has, treated them with respect, and he's started a fair few of that first team. He wants to reach that 40-point mark and then go, there we go, job done. Job done. Let's scroll down on some of these comments then. 3-1, Rice hat trick, says Wally. Big Fat Sam will play long ball. Of course he will. Of course he will. Have some chewing gum and have a pucker pie in hand, and he'll be lumping the ball long to Bamford up front. I'll tell you what, it's going to be a dreadful game of football. David Moyes with his defensive tactics and Big Fat Sam with his defensive tactics. This is going to be one hell of a ball fest.
The only thing that might save it is that Leeds need to win. True. So they're going to have to be a little bit more attacking than he'd probably like to be. But to be fair to him, against Newcastle, they were more attacking.
Yeah, they were.
Than defensive. Yeah. So, he did have a bit of a threat to Newcastle throughout the game. Yeah. So I'd imagine he'll bring that to West Ham too. And that might play into our hands. It would be handy to have Antonio up front for that sort of game, but we'll just have to see how Ings gets on with it.
Yeah.
But no, I reckon if we do beat Leeds today, I think that decides the bottom three. I mean, then you're talking Leeds, Leicester, Southampton. Yeah. I don't see them. Leeds, they're not getting out of it, either of them. If we beat Leeds today, I think it's all done and dusted, because I can't see Leicester even having a hope in hell's chance of beating Newcastle.
That's a horrible place to go when you're sort of putting out a must-win game of the season, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, it's one of the toughest places you can go to get that. So yeah, and they do. Look, I reckon what I've seen of Leicester lately, they're absolutely terrible.
I think as well, especially last night with Forest eliminating themselves from the relegation equation by beating Arsenal. It's just down to these last three sides now. There's 2 spots, and if you're a better man and you want to have a punt, then I still couldn't call it, to be honest. And I think this game that we're playing in and the Newcastle game tomorrow night will give a massive indication. It will decide it. But right now, I wouldn't like to,
Like I say, miracles can happen, as we knew, the Tevez year when we went on that 10-game run. It could happen. Now, Leeds haven't got to do 10 games of that. They've got to do 2. Beat us, beat Tottenham, they survive. Lose against us, they're going down.
Yeah. No, I think that's the bottom line of it. 2-2 draw, says Pete. He's expecting goals. I think this is going to be quite low scoring. 2-1 Iron, says Rubber Fingers. I think I said 1-0 either way last night, and that was dependent on the lineup. I've now seen the lineup, and we've gotten stronger, so I'm going to predict a 1-0 West Ham win. If it was going to be a little bit less weak, I may have gone the other way, but I think it'll be 1-0. And I think it'll be to West Ham. And sod it, Declan Rice just scored a goal in his last home game. Kieran, prediction?
Oh, I don't want. To be honest, I was on with the disabled team, and I predicted Leeds to win 2-1 mainly because I want them to, and I don't care if they get the 3 points if it helps them stay up.
Yeah. But
now seeing that side that he's playing, I think that's a tough ask for Leeds to beat us now. Really is. But we could play this game with all sorts of freedom as well.
Yeah.
We might be freed up here, and so it'd be interesting. I think this could be anything. We could score 3 or 4 goals, or we could nick it 1-0, or it could be a 1-1 draw.
It could go either way.
I think it's hard to see Leeds beating us with that lineup.
Yeah,
it really is. I'm gonna go to a 1-1 draw on this now.
I think that's fair. Overall today, there's many objectives we want to get out of this. The fans will have a party after, a few of them most of them were out to Amsterdam midweek. And we've got 2 games now where we can treat them as a pre-Prague party. We've got this one, we've got Leicester away next week. I'm thoroughly looking forward to that one. Hopefully it's going to be a bit like today. Sun's out, guns out for me. And, we'll have a good day up at Leicester and end on a high. And, that's sort of quoting what Declan Rice did on Thursday night. Let's end on a high, and we all know it's going to happen. We all know the realism of it. And today it's going to be, it could have the potential to be to be quite emotional today. We've had to deal with it two times in 2 seasons. Of course, this time last season, we were bidding farewell to our captain, who's still very much involved in the first team, as we saw on Thursday night, wheeling in the Heinekens. Of course, Mark Noble. And,
absolutely, yeah. Good
he was
man.
loving it, wasn't he? He was loving it.
Yeah. Do you know how I felt for watching the game today was watching Dawson, playing for Wolves, going, God, I wish he was here to share this. Yeah. I wish old Big Dawson was here to share this. He would have loved it, wouldn't he? He'd been right into it. It's a shame.
The smile just wouldn't have come off his face, would it? Like he just.
It's the man. It's the man. No, I'd love to have seen him being part of this now.
Yeah,
it would have been good.
For sure. For sure. We'd love to see Big Fat Sam cry, says Peter. If we get a penalty, Rice will want to take it 100% until his penalty record's been crap this season. I can remember it feels like flipping years ago being stood directly behind that goal at Forest away at the start of the season. When he took that penalty and he hit it wide, I turned around and went to Terry, oh my God, this season's just not started well.
Do you know, and almost up until this weekend, how crucial when you look, what we've gone through in the last month or so, how crucial that game was when you think about it. We should have battered Forest that day. Should have, but we hit every post there was, right? Yeah. Missed the penalty. How they won that game, I'll never know. But that 3 points they got that day that they shouldn't have got is massive to them. Yeah. Massive. It should never have happened.
Definitely. Hammerhead says, with Rice starting today, does it mean it's his last? I don't want to answer that question. Peter says, wonder if Dawson wished he had stayed to play in a cup final. I don't know. Yeah. Probably sort of looking back and going, oh, I could have been a part of that. But
just 6 more months. 6 more months. That's all we wanted, Dawson.
6 more months. 6 more months. Craigie Dawson. But no, all jokes aside. It's going to be an interesting afternoon, of course. And yeah, we will be back on the full-time whistle, hopefully with smiles on our face and hopefully not bawling our eyes out after Declan Rice has given a farewell speech and said goodbye to us all. Or hopefully he's got a last-minute winner who's done a Balotelli who's lifted his shot off and went, I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving.
Yeah. Or why me? Was it why me?
Yeah. Why always me?
Why always me? Because you're a prick. That's why it was always you, mate.
Kieran, final thoughts, mate?
Mate, whatever happens today, I don't really care. I'm not bothered. I know the first time all season, I don't care if we win or lose. I'll be happy if Leeds, if Leeds win. Well, good luck with them, mate. That'll make an exciting last day for them.
Yeah.
And I'm not bothered. But I'm just on a high from, winning during the week. We're in a final, mate. Since, the first time since 76. I mean, I'm a lucky man. I got I went to the FA Cup final in 1980 and watched West Ham win it. I want to see your generation now actually see us get to a final and win it and take that silverware away, because there's no better feeling. There's no better feeling. The best weekend of my life was, being at Wembley, winning that final, then coming back down Barking Road all the way to East Ham Town Hall and standing there, right, and seeing the boys on the balcony. This is a reality for us now that can happen. And we'll have to borrow the open top bus that Arsenal had booked. We could use that. we'll borrow that because they ain't needing it, are they?
Just paint it a darker colour of red, Clara. Dad's just got in. What's the Wi-Fi like? Try and come on. Are you there? Are you not? Will it let you come on? Got a feeling we got him for one last season. I'm not so sure. I don't know. I couldn't predict it. Who knows? I'd
like to think it, but no, I wouldn't guarantee it. Would you?
No. But so Kieran, final thoughts, anything else to add about that lineup, the team, the day, the event, the moment?
Strong team. No, I say, as much as I'm always out sort of person, and nothing personal against the guy. I was delighted for him to be enjoying it as much as the players were the other night, and I'd be delighted for him to get a trophy on his CV. First one in his career, I really would. But at the end of the day, I still would like a progressive change of a manager for next season. But I say it's not personal. It's just I prefer a certain style of football, and he doesn't have it. But I am delighted for him. It was great to see him go to the crowd, and the crowd responding to him instead of getting booed and jeered. It was great. It was a great moment for him, and I hope for Moyes, for him. You know, I mean, he's an old boy, mate, that's been in the game a long, long time, and he deserves something, you know, for putting in that service. So I hope we do win it, you know, for all the players, all the fans, and for Moyes. I hope he does. I hope he puts one on his CV. It'd be good for him, regardless whether he stays or goes.
I do agree, you know, and the sort of difference and the sort of alteration we saw on Thursday night is that, you know, watching it on the telly, Dad was at it in Amsterdam, and, you know, from what I saw of it, you know, when Moyes went over, and I don't think we've really ever seen that from Moyes before. He went over and he started running and he let it all out. And I didn't know how those 900 in that crowd were going to respond to it, and they responded with cheering his name and, you know, giving the sort of appreciation that I probably didn't expect them to. And I go, you know, fair play, and hopefully now we can go and win it, and, you know, we can end this season on a high. If we do win it, there's no way they're going to sack him.
Probably not.
Think they will. There's no way they're going to sack him.
No, because at the end of the day, you know, the likes of me wanted to get rid of him. And still do, right? You know, next year I'd like to see something different. But the board will turn around and say, well, there you go. We told you. They're talking to me now. We told you, lot, right, that it was the best thing to keep him. He was the right man for the job, and he's got a trophy on board. Yeah. And they'd be right to say that. You know, they've got every right to say that. They were right in backing him, because there's lots of other teams that back managers that didn't work out. So, you know, and you can't disagree with that. So if they keep him for another year, well, there's not much I can say. No. I just don't want it to be 6 months into next year where it comes to a sad end for him.
Yeah,
I'd rather it. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'd rather it finish on a high for him, and because I do believe we'll end up in the same boat.
Yeah, for sure. Final couple of comments, Miss Hammer. I've been listening to more drumming comments. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. Let's get one over Fat Sam saying hello to us. Very good. And as well, we will leave it there. As I said, we will be back on the full-time whistle. Thank you very much indeed, everybody, for watching. Drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you're a new channel member. Check out all the videos up on the channel. It's been a mental last couple of weeks for the channel. We've catapulted through 5,000 and very much beyond as well. So thank you. Thank you very much, all of you.
Have you got Knowles here subscribed yet? What's going on?
I don't know. I'm gonna get him. We're up to 5.44 now, so we're nearly halfway to 6, which is absolutely incredible. Ooh, yeah. So the support has been insane, and we are far from done yet. Of course, Dad is there, so there'll be some sort of vlog I'm trying to piece together of what he is filming over there, and we'll have videos, reaction, and of course build up as we go up to Leicester next week. Kieran, thank you very much, mate.
No drama, mate. And we'll see you full time, eh?
See you at full time from us.
All the best.
We'll see you soon. Come on, West Ham. See you soon. Bye bye.